Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. Today we're going to test some more harvester maintenance. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, so we have been doing some maintenance tests. Today we're going to get all those kind of oddball harvesters out of the way and take a look at those. So we have a couple of types of harvesters here. So when we did the harvester test, the header on just the plain harvester doing a soy harvest, I believe it was, yeah, soy harvest, the header, if it wasn't repaired, would slow down the progress or slow down the speed at which the harvest would happen. And if the harvester was not repaired, then it would, it would lower your yield. So I'm less worried about how slow they go. I'm more worried about what the yield is, or if the yield is affected. So for the cotton harvester, we'll run a test where it starts harvesting this field with cotton. We're on Fellsburn field 21. We'll run this test while it's in this position. The game will be saved from that spot. So we'll do a test harvesting when it's fully repaired, then when it's not fully repaired. And I will document not the speed, so I'll document the speed. I'm not going to document how long it takes. And the reason being, for some of these, they're going to fill up very quickly, and I'm going to have to empty them over and over and over again as the test goes. So I have been documenting the speed, the yield, and then the worker cost. I'm just going to do the work speed and the yield. So I'm going to document how fast it goes when it gets to full speed on a row, and I'm going to do that for each test that I do. So then when I do the potato harvester here, I'm going to document the same thing. I'm going to do the top speed that it hits when it's not repaired, fully repaired, and the yield it gets when it's repaired and not fully repaired. So same thing with the Terra variant, except this one does technically have a header. So for the purpose of this test, I'm going to keep the header at full repair for both tests and then just try to see if the yield is affected. I may run more tests to see if that changes it, but we'll do a little bit of testing with that. Most of these don't have separate headers, just the Homer here for the sugar beet harvest, and then also the forage harvester as a separate header. And again, I will leave it on. And this one's going to be a little bit different too. So those three harvesters have tanks built in. These two don't really have a tank. They blow it into a trailer or into, something else. So for the forage harvester for doing corn, I'm going to see if this harvester is not repaired, if it affects the yield. Same with the sugarcane, which doesn't have a header, and see if the yield is affected. So, and of course, I'll document the top working speed for repaired and not repaired. My guess is all of these will run slower when they're not repaired. However, I don't know if this one or this one will be affected, since the header seems to be the variable that affects speed. So that'll be an interesting test for those. My theory is that you will get less if you don't have your machine fully repaired. So we'll see. This is going to be an interesting test, quite honestly, to see kind of how it plays out. But as far as the equipment I am using, if we go into here for cotton, I'm using the Module Express built into the game. For sugarcane, I'm using this guy right here. For potatoes, I'm using this guy right here. For sugar beets, I'm using this guy because it has the largest tank. And then for forage harvesters, I'm just using this guy right here. For headers, for some of those, forage harvester header, I'm using this guy right here, since it's a 9-meter header, so it'll go a little bit quicker on the test. And then for the sugar beets, I'm using this guy right here, so that's the widest, and it also is designed for that vehicle. And then the trailer I'm using is this guy right here, just because I found that I know I could probably use a bigger trailer maybe for the forage harvester and stuff, but with that swivel axle, I found this one works well with the sugarcane harvester and the forage harvester. So we are going to do this field for all those, so we're going to get some pretty high yields for some of these crops. But also to note too, for me setting up this field, I go into here, field 21, we're going to do, where's cotton? There's cotton. Grow state, we're going to do right there. Weed state off, lime state on. Fertilizer state fully fertilized. Plowing is on, so that should set it to where if we go into here, that does not need lime. Nope, does not need plowing, and has 2 fertilizer states and no weeds. So let me actually go ahead and just save that, because I'll adjust it as we do different crops. But yeah, so I'll keep the game saved, and then I'll move stuff around to get the next thing set up. So this is fully repaired. Just to confirm that, just to show this, I'm going to do this for each test as well. I go into here, 0 on the wear amount, so we're good to go. And I'm going to go ahead and hire a worker. So then for the working speed, for this one, 6 miles an hour is what I'm going to document. When it's fully repaired, it's going to be working at 6 miles per hour. And if we go into the store, where are we at here? I believe that is the working speed for that. So working speed 6 miles per hour. So that does make sense. Yeah, that's what I got. So I'll document that. I'm assuming when it's not repaired, this is going to run slower, and it's going to get lower yield. So we'll see. But that is the test I'm going to run. So I'll see you guys after the test is done and I get these results put into a spreadsheet. All right, folks. So the tests are done. I just finished up the forage test, and the results were not unusual, but definitely something you're going to want to pay attention to. They weren't what I didn't. They were what I expected they'd be. So anyhow, let me just pull it up here. So on that chart, first off, too, you see I am in field 29, not field. Actually, let's talk about that before we pull up the chart here. So I am currently in field 29, not 21. I did the cotton one over here, and then I did everything else over here because there's such high yield. I started the potato one over here, and to get a fourth of the field done, it took me an hour. So that was just for one of the potato tests. So I decided to switch to this field. So I wasn't doing this forever. It still took me a long time, we'll say, to get this done. I did this over the course of 2 days. So anyhow, yes, let's bring up that chart now. Let me pull that back up for us. So starting from the cotton, the work speed, we'll talk about work speed before we get to yield, because yield in general was lower if the combine needed, or the repair, or the harvester needed repair. So the cotton harvester, if it was repaired, it worked at 6 miles per hour. If it wasn't repaired, it worked at 4, and it does not have a header. The forage harvester, repaired and not repaired, worked at 6 miles an hour, and it does have a header, and the header for both was fully repaired. The potato harvester, repaired, works at 6 miles per hour, not repaired, works at 4, and does not have a header. The sugar beet harvester, repaired and not repaired, both 7 miles per hour, because it does have a header. Sugarcane, repaired at 6 miles per hour, not repaired at 4 miles per hour, and it does not have a header. So the header is what ties to the working speed for a harvester. If it doesn't have a header, then header maintenance obviously doesn't matter, and the maintenance of the vehicle matters for speed as well as yield. But if it does have a header, the header is what matters for speed, and the vehicle is what matters for yield, just like we found out with the basic harvester test. So looking down this, as you can see with cotton, the first test, when it was fully repaired, we got a bale and 3,677 liters, so 23,000 total. The second one, we didn't get a full bale, we got 14,000 liters. Forage, 68,000 repaired, not repaired 41,000. Potatoes, repaired at 34,000, not repaired at 23,000. Sugar beets, repaired is at 55,000, not repaired 33. Sugar cane was a really big deal as well. Repaired 98,000, not repaired 55,000. And remember, the forage, potato, sugar beet, and sugar cane were done on a smaller field as opposed to the cotton, because cotton has a lower yield per area. So I figured that would be all right. But yeah, that's the test results. So feel free to screenshot that or do whatever you need to do. But anyhow, that is this test. If you enjoyed, drop a like down below. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button up on your screen to join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.